The 16th day of Ramadan arrived with a warm morning sun rising slowly over the village. The call to Fajr prayer had already echoed through the air before dawn, waking the believers for another blessed day of fasting. After prayer, the village slowly returned to its quiet rhythm. Some people returned home to rest, others opened their Quran and began reciting softly. Ramadan had now reached its middle days, and the spirit of the month could be felt everywhere. In the courtyard outside the village mosque, a group of children gathered to play while waiting for the afternoon lessons that the Imam would teach later. Among them were two boys named Ibrahim and Musa. They were close friends and often played together after school. On that day, they were playing a small running game with the other children. At first, everyone was laughing and enjoying themselves, but suddenly something changed. "You cheated!" Ibrahim shouted suddenly. "I did not," Musa replied quickly. "Yes, you did. You moved before the game started." "No, I didn't." Their voices began rising louder and louder. The other children stopped playing and watched the argument. Soon the peaceful courtyard began to feel tense. Ramadan was a time of calm and kindness, but anger had slowly entered their hearts. Just then, the wooden door of the mosque opened gently. An elderly man named Baba Hassan stepped outside. He was one of the most respected elders in the village. His beard was white and his voice was always calm and gentle. He walked slowly toward the boys. "My sons," he said softly. The boys immediately fell silent. They lowered their eyes respectfully. Baba Hassan sat down on the stone bench near them. "Tell me," he said kindly, "what is happening here?" Ibrahim spoke first. "He cheated." Musa quickly replied, "I did not cheat." The old man listened patiently. Then he asked a simple question. "What month are we in?" "Ramadan," both boys answered quietly. Baba Hassan nodded. "Yes, the blessed month of Ramadan." He looked at them carefully. "And what does fasting mean?" The boys hesitated. "It means not eating and drinking," Ibrahim answered. The old man smiled gently. "That is part of it, but fasting is much more than that." The boys listened closely now. "When we fast," Baba Hassan explained, "our eyes must fast from looking at bad things. Our ears must fast from listening to gossip and harmful talk." Then he paused and spoke slowly. "And our tongues must fast from anger, insults, and hurtful words." The boys looked down at the ground. They realized their mistake. Even if someone makes you angry, Ramadan teaches us to control our words. He then said something the boys would remember for a long time. The strongest person is not the one who wins arguments. The strongest person is the one who controls their anger. The courtyard became quiet. Ibrahim looked at Musa. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. Musa nodded. "Me too." The two boys shook hands. The other children smiled, and the peaceful feeling of Ramadan returned to the courtyard. Baba Hassan stood up slowly. Before walking back into the mosque, he said one more thing. "Remember, my sons, when you are fasting, your stomach is not the only thing that must be disciplined. Your heart must also be disciplined." Later that evening, as the sun began to set, the village prepared for iftar. Families gathered around their food. Dates were placed on plates, soup warmed over small cooking fires, the air filled with the peaceful feeling that always came before Maghrib. Musa sat beside his father, waiting to break the fast. "Father," he said quietly, "today I learned something important." "What did you learn?" his father asked. "That fasting is not just hunger." His father smiled. "Yes," he said, "Ramadan teaches us to control our tongue, our anger, and our hearts." Just then, the adhan for Maghrib echoed across the village. "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar." Musa held a date in his hand. Before eating, he made a quiet promise in his heart. Tomorrow, he will try to fast not only with his stomach, but also with his words, because the true beauty of Ramadan was not only in hunger, it was in learning to become a better person.